great to have you with us today. Can you make the big announcement, please?
Yes. So we've been talking a lot today about wellness and health and keeping kids safe. And one of the things we don't talk about, because nobody wants to think about injuries, but there is an injury, ACLs, which can be prevented. So today we're announcing a multi-year program that we'll be working with Aspen on preventing ACL injuries due to amount of research that's been collected over a bunch of years. We formed a first ever National ACL Prevention Injury Coalition. We've had our first meeting with experts who are MDs, people in the public health space, sports experts, even people who represent insurance, our own Tyree, who you just heard from. And our goal is, in this ecosystem, to create a plan and an action plan that will get out what we call better movement, stronger ways of training, something called neuromuscular training. There's a lot of programs out there, a lot of programs, but this really focuses on how to keep youth athletes strong so they don't have those type of injuries.
Yeah, oh my gosh, this warms my heart because it's so needed. I will tell you, and I know this isn't just exclusive to the women's soccer space, but the amount of injuries, I mean, on a weekly basis lately, and I know it's not exclusive to the elite level too, but you're hearing there's a Women's World Cup coming up, and it's like, this star is out with an ACL injury. The U.S. right now has 3-4 players coming back from ACL injuries. So why are we finding it so prevalent in women?
Okay, well, that's a very big question, and a lot of research.
And you have 3 minutes and 9 seconds.
Very big question. I think I want to start with why even do this? And it's very little known facts that ACL injuries in general have had an increase and a rise. In the last 20 years, there's been a 2.3% increase in injuries. In New York City, we've had 300% increase in ACL injuries. And 80% of those injuries nationwide go on to have surgery, which interrupts lives for 9 to 12 months to recuperate, and is 1.5% more in women than in males.
How many? 1.5.
1.5%.
Is that all?
Yeah. More for women.
Yeah.
More for women.
I thought it was a much larger gap, actually.
You know, the why of women is still out. There's lots of theories, but our goal is to create this program around how to build stronger type of exercises, how to pivot when you have to pivot in non-contact sports, how to ensure that when you have to run fast, you have the strength you need. So this program is really for all genders, but I want to say that it's the physical aspects, but it's also the psychological aspects. We know that in a recent study, 62% of female soccer players after 2 years quit because they could not recuperate well and they were afraid of re-injury. So there's the physical ramifications, there's the psychological ramifications, and there's the financial ramifications, because many people go on to have lifelong osteoarthritis, and when they get older, have to have knee replacements.
Yeah. Well, and when you think about it, there are programs in place at the high school level and the grassroots level where kids can be doing preventative exercises, but implementing that, it showed in the research, is really a task.
Yeah, adopting and implementing programs on a much more national scale with many organizations is really what we need to accomplish.
Yeah.
We need to do two things. We need to make this easy, and we also need to raise the awareness that these injuries can be prevented so that they don't lead to these lifelong issues when people get older or when kids want to return to sports.
Yeah, and when you get all of the people in this room and a coalition like this together, where you get the stakeholders saying, this preventative measures, right? If we do these at schools, it will diminish statistics. So we have data that backs this up. It will diminish the amount of injuries that these kids it's happening with them. Then we're winning. And so I thank you for all you're doing in this space, because it is so important, as we all know. So big round of applause, please, for Laura.